In this trip, we're backpacking 18 miles along the beautiful Lake Chelan in north central Washington. Although the area was devastated by fire last year, the wildflowers and new growth are back in full force. After taking a boat to the secluded trailhead, we'll be hiking through gorgeous meadows, rafting and fishing on the lake, and enjoying the constant views of the Cascade Mountain Range. Quite a few other backpacks. So we have a 2.5 hour ferry ride up Lake Chelan to get to the trailhead. There's no other way to get to the trailhead. It's just the boat. But 2.5 hours is the express ride just to get to the trailhead. There's another boat that it takes 4 hours to get to. So I paid a little extra to do the 2.5. Picked a really pretty day to do this too. More packs after stop number 2.
Walk straight off, but I think the water is too low right now.
So there was a fire that came through here just about a year ago. Decimated the place. The wildflowers are blooming. That's why all these trees are charred up. Okay, I'm about a half mile into this hike. When we got off the ferry, like all the backpackers were getting off at the same time, like all 30 people, and everybody was like clamoring to get their bag and like being first in line. And I was like, oh crap, it's gonna be a madhouse. So I wasn't near the front of getting off, and I expected everybody to just run to the trail and like be on the trail and going on it to try to secure a campsite. But all these people that were like fighting to get their pack first just got off and like sat there. And meanwhile I like suited up and like just started running to the front because I thought it was going to be a little crazy. And now I'm the first in the pack. I'm far enough away from people where I don't feel self-conscious about talking to a camera, which means I'm pretty far ahead, and I don't really know what happened. All these people were fighting, and then they get off, and then there's nothing. It's like they don't want to hike. They no longer want to be first, so I don't fully understand it, but I'm not arguing. A little overview. This lake next to me is Lake Chelan. There's a trail called the Chelan Lakeside Trail that's like 17 or 18 miles long, and it starts like halfway up the lake and then goes to a remote town at the top of the lake called Stehekin. There's no way to get to Stehekin except for that ferry I just took. We're doing what I'm doing right now, hiking in, which is pretty cool. But I'm just gonna do a quick overnight, hopefully gonna knock out like 10 miles today, and then like 7 or 8, whatever it ends up being tomorrow. So I'll do whatever I can today so I find a good spot to camp, and then how much mileage I have tomorrow dictates what tomorrow looks like, because I have to catch the ferry back to my car at 12:30. No, I assume it's not going to be a problem because I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. like I always do. It's still good to have a plan just in case I end up sleeping in or something. Oh man, it just keeps getting prettier. There were 2 dudes that were racing me, like they were like right behind me, so I just let them pass. They're going all the way to Stehekin though, so they're doing the whole 17, 18 miles today, so I don't blame them. But then the next group of people are like a mile behind. It's wild. I don't know, everybody was like pushing to like get their packs off the boat. I just assumed everybody'd be racing on the trail, but that is just not the case. So like I was saying before, there was a huge forest fire in this area, and that was like a year ago, probably 10 months ago. In fact, you can see the smoke from that fire in one of my videos, the one where I camped next to Rainier. And like, Rainier's not even that close to here. It's like close, but it's not that close. So huge fire. And just like walking through the remnants of it is crazy. And it's still so pretty here. There's a lot that hasn't burned. There's a lot of burn. There's also a bunch of new growth, which is always great to see. But yeah, like these massive trees just turned to charcoal. Nuts. I know on the boat I said I paid a little extra for the express ferry, gets to the trailhead quicker. That is true, but we didn't take that boat, we took a different boat. So I still paid for the express, but I didn't get the express service. So it took a little longer than 2.5 hours. Not by really that much, I'm not really complaining, but I feel like if I didn't brag about it on camera, it would have been fine. Now I know what everybody's thinking. You're saying, Milky Camper, what about 6,000 feet of elevation over 4 miles like you usually do? Well, I wanted to do something a little different. I'm kind of tired of the snow, so I wanted a little lower elevation so I didn't have to put up with snow that's in the middle of melting, but I still wanted a challenge. And I wanted it to be pretty to make the challenge worth it. So I thought an 18-mile trail alongside a lake through beautiful wildflowers like this would be a nice little change of pace, and it is. This is very nice. There's still like decent elevation, just ups and downs like a roller coaster, so it keeps it interesting. But I needed something different. I think I was getting burnt out from so much elevation. Wow, it's so freaking pretty. But yeah, a lake is still involved. I can't really get away from the lakes. I think they're my favorite thing ever. And I also brought my Packraft. So once I set up camp, I think I'm gonna hit the lake, try some fishing, just some paddling. There's a small chance that the lake's pretty windy and just get pushed around because the Packraft's not very good at steering, but I'm willing to try. You see the snow? That's why I'm down here at this elevation, because even though it's May now, there's still snow everywhere. If you get above like 3,000 feet, still snow, which is totally fine. It's just not what I'm feeling right now. Where that juts out from the right, it's almost near where I'm gonna set up camp, I think. I think it's like half a mile beyond that. It's pretty cool you can see that because it's still like 4 miles away. I just did 3 miles in an hour, so I'm at a 20-mile-per-hour pace, or a 20-minute per mile pace, 3 miles an hour, duh, which is pretty good. I'm a few hundred feet back from the dudes that are doing the whole thing today. I don't even know where the next people behind me are. I don't have to worry about being socially awkward talking to a camera in front of people, for now, and I don't have to worry about choosing a campsite, hopefully, since I'm going to be the first one there, I assume. So we're looking pretty good. It's not even like I'm dying with this pace either, so I'm just gonna keep it up. Keep soaking in this gorgeousness. Look at that. The fire like hollowed out that tree trunk like a canoe. Wow, look at this. So this was totally burnt, right? All the trees are charcoal. Look how vibrant that new growth down there is. Yellows and purples. I'm in heaven. I think it's safe to say the summer is here. It's like 75 degrees, the sun is shining. It's like actually pretty hot. On the uphill parts, I'm kind of huffing and puffing. We got a new wildflower color. My initial plan was to get off the boat and then hike a little bit, and then like around noon or something, stop and have lunch. But everybody like scurrying to get their packs scared me. This is totally my fault and like a me problem, but they scared me, so I wolfed down like as much as I could because I wasn't really hungry, and then I was just like, I'm gonna hit the ground running, like no breaks. Yeah, and so turns out I could have had a break. I could have had like a nice long break and still probably been fine, but instead I wolfed down my lunch. Got a cramp from doing it early on. I always do this. I wolf down food really fast right before starting the trail, and then I don't feel too good for a little bit. But again, that's on me. I was just like really territorial. I don't know what happened. I thought I'd be like throwing elbows up here, racing to the front. but that is very much not the case. This is what I like though. I just like the solitude, like nobody around. I don't have to worry about other people or anything. Fire came through, burnt these bushes, then the pretty flowers just grow right up through, all over here. These little purple flowers are survivors. They only grow where those bushes burned. This is my first backpacking trip with a new pack. I've taken it on day hikes, but never like an actual overnight trip. This is the Durston Kakwa 55 though. Best part about it, it weighs like a pound, or maybe 2 pounds, but like nothing. But it's not frameless, so there's still a frame inside to keep everything sturdy. So straight north from here is the North Cascades National Park, and from Sahikin, the town at the very end of this trail, you can go into North Cascades and like keep hiking if you want. There's a ton of trails out there. I have to be back at work on Monday, so I will not be doing that, but I plan to get out there this summer. Don't fact check me, but I'm pretty sure North Cascades National Park is the least visited park in the country, and I don't know why. Maybe because it's so remote, you have to fly into Seattle, then like drive 3 hours or something. But it is a gorgeous national park. Another new something. I don't know what they are. They're flowers or what? Not that I expect to see any bears at all, but recently, like within the last couple of years, they tried reintroducing or adding more grizzlies into the North Cascades, and it is that time of year that all the little baby bears wake up and start exploring, so could see a bear if they make their way down here. Okay, this is pretty neat. Look at the layers of bark that have like individually turned to charcoal. It's the entire tree. Look at these mushrooms sprouting out of the dead tree. The post-burn areas are crazy. How anything can grow after that just blows my mind. Yeah, because then you have other areas where it's like a desolate wasteland where nothing was left standing. Okay, so that stream crossing that I just showed, I got a little wet. It's a good thing I wasn't filming because I probably would have lost the GoPro. It was probably like my third to last step. Stepped on a log that was a little bit submerged, but like barely. Turns out that is the most slippery thing in the world. My foot just went out right from under me and I fell waist deep. So my boots and pants are soaked. A little worried about blisters now, but not much you can do. Just gotta push on. The sun is so hot, I feel like I'll dry. I can't believe I didn't lose anything. The bear spray did pop out and it was floating, but I grabbed it. And that was the only thing. Unless I lost stuff on the outside of my pack, which I didn't check. I guess I should check. Yeah, I somehow didn't lose anything. Everything's still in the pack. I'm blown away. Like I was just sitting in the water. I thought it looked pretty funny. The only thing is my car keys, my phone, and my GoPro batteries were in my pocket. My pocket's soaking wet. So I took all those things out, just letting them air dry, and hopefully everything's fine. There's so much water in my boots though. I think I might have to stop and drain them. At least it was refreshing. The water was like glacier cold. Felt pretty good. Right after I fell, I passed a campground, but that campground was closed because it said due to like all the burn, it was at increased risk of flash flood. Because it was like right down by the lake. And then there was a sign that also showed the campsite I was planning on going to is also closed. And then they said there's another campground 1/10 of a mile southeast of that, which looks to be the only campground open then. Well, there's one that's almost right next to the end point, which is like, if you're going that far, just go to the end. So maybe it was a good thing I rushed to get to the head of the line. I'll get first dibs at the only campground there. Because I've read there's not that many tent pads, like flat ground, to set up a tent. So if I can get one, that'd be pretty sweet. Make up for my soggy underwear right now. pants are drying out really well. There is a shelter that you can stay in. Looks a tad bit burnt, but still standing and looks fine. But this is still a little too early for what I want. My pants might be drying out, but my boots are like 2 pounds heavier each. Just filled with water. Right next to the shelter now. Oh, and there's the toilet. Some privacy walls. It's a luxury. I keep focusing across the lake and like the lake itself, which, you know, is justified, but it's also pretty over here. It's more barren from the burn, but this whole trail is gorgeous, every part of it, even the standing charcoal. So I'm approaching the campsite that I was gonna camp at, but the sign said it's closed, and it said you can camp a 1/10 of a mile southeast of it. That should be coming up soon, so I'm just keeping my eyes peeled for it. So I'm south of the campsite. I see pretty good tent pads down there. I figured this was it, but there's like an outhouse and like a private house with a dock down there. So, oh, look at this. Private property, no trespassing, stay on trail. Yeah, there's the house. Like a little McMansion. Okay, on to the next thing that looks like a campsite. It's crazy to me that there's even private property back here. I thought all this was like wilderness and then the town. There's like a flat ground over here that looks like tent pad, but no, private property. This guy, what's this guy doing with all these tent pads? Nothing. Oh my God, there's so many signs. Whoa, private property. Oh, that's cute. It's a good business. It also said Moore Point, which is the closed campground, is 1.5 miles. I was pretty sure it was like around the corner. It'll suck if it's 1.5 miles still. We're at mile 11 and this has officially become a slog. But my pants are fully dry and my boots are pretty dry. I think my socks are still soaked through, but... Okie doke, I'm pretty sure that point is Moore's Point, which is the closed campground. So I guess I just have to go down. Huh. There's a big hole I wasn't looking at. Almost twisted my ankle. So we came 11 miles, and tomorrow we have 7 miles. It's not bad at all. Okay, cool, so that sign said the closed one is closed, and I knew that, but there's an open one 1/4 mile from that sign. I am going to drop my pack, and then I ran out of water like an hour ago. So I think I'm gonna go refill the water, because I'm probably pretty dehydrated. Who knew that 2 liters of water is not enough for 11 miles of hiking? I did. I was just lazy. I could have refilled so many times. Like in the creek that I fell in. Could have refilled there, but I just hate stopping. I like to push through all the pain and then stop when you get to the end. Okay, I just found a tent pad. I took my pack off. The bear spray fell out of my pack, landed head down, spritzed itself for like a microsecond. I was like, did it just spray? I don't know, because it was like, psst. Suddenly my nose and mouth are on fire. I just bear sprayed myself, but it was like the tiniest amount. Oh my God. It's good though to know that it works. There's supposed to be a safety on it so that that exact thing doesn't happen. But I lost it like right after I got the bear spray. I don't even know how, but ugh, it's awful. I don't even have water to like rinse my face, my mouth. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna leave my pack here. I'm gonna go down to the water, fill up my water, chug a bunch of it, refill it, and then I'll set up my tent and all that. Oh man, I'm wiped. It was more of a roller coaster 11 miles than I thought it'd be. I thought it was gonna be like a lot more flat than it was. Man, I can't believe I bear sprayed myself. It's still on my tongue. It's so bad. And I cannot wait until this platypus is full. Okay, this is the closed campground. There's a sign that said that the drainage got burned up and like knocked down with all the debris and everything, and so the drainage paths are all messed up. So now this is like the drainage path, and so I guess that's how the flash floods happen. Oh, gorgeous. Man, the water level is crazy low. Got my water all filled up. Also chugged like a liter. I'm gonna head back to my stuff, set up my tent, maybe sit for an hour before I break out the Packraft or the fishing rod or anything. I do have a new tent I'm excited to try out. I started replacing my bulky heavy gear with like real legit ultralight stuff. So this tent weighs like, I don't know, 17 ounces or something crazy. This is the tent. It's a Z-Packs duplex. Never set it up. I know the gist, so I'm gonna try to get it going real quick. It wasn't that bad. It's a really pretty color too. Looks so cool. It's a 2-person tent that weighs just over a pound, I think. Pretty nuts. Okay, I brought the Packraft down to the closed campground. Good to go. Okay. Cool. There's bad people camping at the closed campground. It's so hard to follow the rules. Okay, I'm gonna get my rod strung up. Probably won't catch anything. I'm gonna paddle around a little bit. This lake is so calm. It's such a big lake, I figured I wouldn't be able to paddle on it that well, but the sun set behind that mountain maybe like 15 minutes ago, and it's getting a little chilly right here. So we'll see how much longer I can stay out here before I start shivering. It's almost 7. So the end of the lake is that way. 7 miles if you hike it. That's where Stehekin is, the little town up there. I wonder how far it is if I packraft it. I don't think I'm crazy enough to try, but I'm getting kind of hungry and a little cold, so I might head in soon. No fish at all, no bites, no nothing. Probably done like 50 casts now. I think I suck at fishing. Okay, so I was just looking at the map. I was looking at where the campsite is, and then across the water, so like behind me, is something called Elephant Rock, and I was like, Elephant Rock, what could that be? That rock right there, it looks like an elephant. It's an elephant's head. That is so cool. Okay, I think I've said it 5 times now, but I think I'm actually gonna head in now and make some food. Yeah, it's almost 8. It's time to eat. Today we got a classic, Annie's white cheddar shells with, do not reach over the frame, and some canned tuna, or packaged tuna. The noodles aren't fully cooked, and there's too much water. Whatever, what are you gonna do?
Hey, sorry to bug you.
No worries.
I'm a columnist with the Wenatchee World, and I'm doing a story on the trail, particularly the fire damage from the fire last year. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, that's kind of what, I've done this many times for myself, but sorry to bug you while you're eating.
No, you're good, man.
Sorry I can't help.
Oh, it's okay. No worries.
Well, that was random. He's done this trail many times and he's camping where he's not supposed to. This isn't very good. I kind of botched it. Yeah, okay. It doesn't even look that good. So I'm gonna eat my slot. So I fell in a creek. I bear sprayed myself. I didn't catch any fish. And I ruined my mac and cheese. But this is still a really nice trip. Like, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna pack up and I think I'm gonna retreat to my tent. It's getting chilly. Home sweet home. I expected this campground to be swamped with people. Like there were literally like over 30 backpackers on that boat. It's me, and then there's a couple, and then there's the 3 people camping at the closed campground. I don't know where these other people are. I'm gonna get ready for bed. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning. Feels like the best night of sleep I've gotten while camping in a while. I think it's just hard to sleep while winter camping. It's like pretty cloudy. Maybe the sun won't come out. There are loons singing down at the lake though. Loons are like my favorite thing ever. So I'm gonna go see if I can see them. Oh, also, my neighbors are already gone. No bears touched it. I missed the loons. Couldn't find them. Both my boots are still damp, and it's time to put them on. It's gonna suck. I already have blisters from yesterday, so this is just gonna make it worse. Okay, it's 8:20. I'm gonna get going. The ferry comes at 12:30, so that's 4 hours to do 7 miles, which is way more time than I need. But before I go, police the area, make sure I didn't leave anything. And we're off. I'm having flashbacks to yesterday. This isn't nearly as big at all, but PTSD is real. Way out in the distance, you can see the end of the lake. That's Stehekin. So that's the town we're going to. And then there's where we camped. And that's where we're going. The lake is super calm again this morning. I 100% could have paddled to the end, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I have no idea how long it would take, but I'm confident that I at least have the energy to do that and get me there, because it's not really that far. Look how still the water is. It's like glass. A little over 3 miles in and like an hour 20. Not as fast a pace as yesterday, but I think that's because of the blisters. But still not a bad pace. I'm gonna make it to the end with time to spare, so it doesn't really matter. It's still overcasty and the sun is trying to poke through, but it's not really. So it's like kind of cool, crisp and cool. There's the occasional plane flying overhead, like little bush planes. And I was curious where they're going. I looked on the map and the town does have a little airport. So you can boat in or fly in, or you can boat 18 miles away and then hike in. But regardless, you can't drive in or anything. There's a neat little shelter with its own dock down at the water. I thought it was gonna be private property, but it's just like a 3-walled shelter. When I was packing up, I meant to take my Cheez-Its out of my bear can and put them in my hip pocket. I didn't do it, I just checked. There's no Cheez-Its. So if I want them, I have to take off my pack, take off the Packraft, take everything out, open the bear can. So I'm gonna try to make it as far as I can without doing that. Hopefully it's the end. I'm just so stupid. I like told myself to do it 5 times and I thought I did. There's no Cheez-Its. This one's loud. Oh, sick. New mountains. Those guys are new. That's where the national park is, or at least where it starts, the bottom part of it. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. The boat leaves to take me back at 12:30, and I have like a mile-ish left until the end, so I'm good on time. That point right there that's jutting out the farthest, that's where camp was. I just think it's so cool to like get a vantage on where everything is. It really doesn't look that far away, but I've been going for 2 hours now. And across the lake is really cool too, because there's all these snow melt runs that turn into waterfalls. So if I shut up, you can just hear. Starting to get near the people that live here, like permanently. This is a sick house. I think there's about 100 people that live in this town permanently. Feels a little weird, the trail goes right through. Uh-oh, that might be my ride. But they're over an hour early, so they better leave on time. Maybe I can race them. That was a bad joke, that just hurt. This bench has the prettiest view. So I believe we are almost at the dock. It's cool, there's a car here. All the cars here have to be boated in. Ferry has to bring all of the supplies and the mail up here. They also bring a bunch of other goods. TVs. So like the main town, I'm pretty sure, is over there. That's where like a bakery that people talk about is. Frankly, I don't have it in me to walk around. I need to go to get there.
How often is it running? Thank you.
Thanks.
Back in the truck and headed home. Really enjoyed that hike. It really doesn't get prettier than that. Hope you enjoyed it too, and I'll see you on the next one.